our next guest. One is going to owe me a burger pretty shortly here.
He said on Sunday he hasn't given up on that, by the way.
That's good. I love positivity. I do. Even in the face of, just gigantic.
You didn't like the reggae. You do not like positivity.
Whoa. No. The problem wasn't reggae. The problem is when you're playing it, Mon. Okay? Thank you very much.
Getting hung up over the reggae. Let's bring Coach Riz in the mix here.
Lance Reisland, Cleveland.com, on the fan hotline here. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
I'm just getting ready for my burger, buddy. That's all.
It's not over, man. Not over. Not over yet.
I love that positivity. We've been talking about the offense. How much of what you see on offense is fixable?
Well, there's some core problems here. They're inside. Those guys inside are not getting the movement they once did. Those guys aren't the what kickers they once were. They're blocking well, but they're not moving people backwards. The tackle situation is a mess. Those guys are not run blocking very well, and obviously they're pass blocking terribly, which is affecting, getting people out because they have to chip. Obviously, the receivers can't catch the ball, so it's the run game is inconsistent. So what you're getting, and then when all that goes well, the quarterback misses. So one thing's happening after another. But for me, everything always starts up front. And to evaluate these quarterbacks, everybody wants to see how they're going to do. I'm not sure you're going to be able to do that until they can shore up a little bit what they're, the only thing they can do right now is they can continue to pound that run game, because offensive linemen, you can work on the run game. Because if you don't have any run game and these guys get to pin their ears back, this offensive line can't hold up right now.
And Miami will be better for them within that regard. The matchup for the Steelers was just not great. What did you make of Dillon Gabriel, though? You said he missed a couple throws. How'd you see it overall?
Well, what's happening, he's not moving within. I'll still go back to it has nothing to do with his height. I will stick to my guns on that one. But here's what's happening with him is that he's a little bit gun shy. And what I mean by that is that he's trying to he's under fire right now in the pocket. And I think what's happening is that he's missing things when they're available. And when you think about, like, the Browns do a lot of high-lows and a lot of levels concept, that's one of Kevin's staples. And he's always taken the underneath level. And sometimes that second level is there. And even if he completes that first level, the second level is there. And then he's missing some. And he's missing some because that pocket is kind of collapsing around him. And his pocket awareness is not what it was coming from Oregon. And I think it has a lot to do with his processing and trying to get through, like, what he's seeing. But he's not quick enough with that right now. And obviously, and then he's making some great throws. You make a great throw to Fannin, you get a drop, and then you get a sack, and then he misses. And again, everybody's got their hand in this garbage can right now of offense, and he's included. But I think he's been solid, but he hasn't been impactful. Right? He's doing okay, but he's not impactful enough for this offense to kind of get going.
All right, Coach. This one of the big critiques of Kevin Stefanski is his offense is vanilla right now. Do you believe the Browns are running a vanilla offense, and do you think that's their only choice at this moment?
Well, I'm not a big believer in vanilla offense. For me, predictability, vanilla, that's all. I'm not a believer in that. What it is, it's lack of execution. And as a coach, you can only run what you know. This is why Kevin got the job. This is his offense he runs. Whether you like that or not is irrelevant, but that's what he does. So it's not vanilla to me. They're not executing at a high level. They're not double teaming with nastiness. They're not getting to the second level. They're not catching the football. So there are some opportunities, whether it's vanilla or not. For me, I don't care. It's the fact that they're not executing, and they're for sure not executing all at once. So when people say, the offense is predictable, no, it's not. It's the same offense that it can be successful if you execute. Whether you like the offense is irrelevant to me because, we all have our, even me, we all have certain things that we like and don't like. They're just they're not executing at all right now, especially up front.
Were you bothered by them going away from the run the way that they did and just completely abandoning Quinshon Judkins in that game?
Well, I'm not as mad about abandoning the run. I'm mad because they're not creating any angles for their offensive linemen. So right now they're blocking straight ahead. Everything is duo or zone, which they're looking for big double teams and getting to the second level is a really easy way to say it. And sometimes Posick and Bitonio, they're not moving guys like they did a couple years ago. But that's okay. You got to create some angles. You got to put a little bit of indecisiveness in those defensive linemen. Are they going to get down blocked? Are they going to get doubled? Are they going to get trapped? The Browns aren't doing any counters, any powers, any traps, any pin and pulls. They're not giving those defensive linemen any different looks. So what you're seeing is they're losing at the line of scrimmage because those guys know what's coming at them. And they've had some success, but they need to kind of, in my opinion, stay with the scheme, but, vary that run game a little bit. Create some angles for the offensive lineman where Posick, Batonio or Teller blocks the nose instead of Posick always having to block him. I think that'll help those guys a lot. That's what hopefully that's what's going to be coming.
Statistically, Coach, Mason Graham has been quieter over the last couple of weeks. I think people are starting to share their disappointment. What are you seeing out of the number 5 overall pick from the 2025 NFL Draft?
Oh, I don't have any disappointment in him. I think what's happening is that he's still learning this. He's faced some pretty good guards. Malik Collins is playing at a really high level, and teams are. What's happening is that he is getting handled. He's getting doubled, and when he gets doubled right now, he's kind of going. He's not handling that double like he did at Michigan. So here's what happened with Mason Graham: is at Michigan he played on the line of scrimmage. He two-gapped. He got his hands on. He was didn't do a lot. Was forced to let the linebackers. Now he's in a defense where he can come upfield. And watching him last week, he's kind of in the middle, right? He wants to get upfield, but he knows if a double comes, I got to make sure that I get down on the double so they don't get to the linebacker. So he's a little bit indecisive. All things that'll be fixable. He's still playing with a tremendous effort. He's still playing with a tremendous motor. If you get doubled and you don't get moved and you have gap integrity, you're doing your job. I don't think Mason Graham's ever going to be a guy who lights up the stat sheet, but he is going to be a guy that's hard to prepare for. And that's kind of what he is that 3 technique. He'll get better and better. He's just kind of indecisive. And remember, this is all new for him. And he's a really good player, and it's just going to take a couple more games, and he'll be just fine.
What'd you make of the debut of the soup can, Tyson Campbell?
Well, I thought he played really, really well, if you want to know the truth. And here's why. Because obviously the one pass, I thought he was in great coverage, great throw, great catch. He got beat on a sluggo, double move. That happens in man coverage. But I thought he tackled real well. I thought he, on that first play of the game, he actually made the right call because that short motion put him on the flat defender. That was Hickman that got beat by Washington. So I thought he played pretty well. I thought for this scheme, and when I was texting you, I think because of the fact they're going to be in more man now, and they've played more man than they have been playing. So that's kind of, for me, that's kind of exciting because I think they're going to need to bring more than 4 moving forward. They're going to have to create some pressure, create some turnover opportunities, and they can only do that if they play man. And Campbell is a step better than Greg Newsome in man coverage.
Lance Reisland on the Fan Hotline here, breaking down the latest Browns loss here. The Browns went into the fourth quarter. I want to say they were down 10 points. And far before that, they abandoned the run in this game. Dillon Gabriel throws 52 times. Quinshon Judkins runs it just 12 times. Was Kevin Stefanski right to go away from the run that early in the game?
I'd say no, and he's had a tendency to do that, especially when your best player right now, without question, is your tailback, whether he's a rookie or not. And those guys inside aren't killing people, but your best advantage is running behind those guys with him. So, yeah, I do think he went away from it too early. The thing that bothered me even more than that, Nick, was how they didn't change his launch points. Everybody talks about his height, everybody talks about his feet, and yet he was dropping back like Joe Flacco, 3, 5, 7 steps, and really just kind of a sitting target in that pocket. He's a guy that's going to have a lot of success, and it'll take the vanilla away from the offense if they get him out on boots, if they get him out on waggles, if they sprint out, if they run some dash concepts, if they change where he's throwing the football, he'll be even more successful, and it will kind of simplify the game for him. So for me, the 52 times is way too much. Judkins not getting the ball. That's your best player. Your best player better touch it. And when you're throwing with a guy who's a rookie, make it easy on him and make sure he's not a sitting target. So they're going to start moving him more, or he'll be okay. He'll make some good throws, but if he's going to be impactful, he's got to do his entire skill set, which is moving his feet as well.
Coach, what would you do? You're sitting there, you're coaching this Browns team, and you see the drops the way that they've been, whether that's Fannin, whether that's Njoku, whether that's Jerry Jeudy. What would you do? What would be your quick fix, if there is one, to maybe make it just not as obvious that they just cannot hang on to the football?
Well, first thing you tell them is don't hang your head. Obviously, there's a grown man, but, no one cares. Figure it out. Like, go catch more balls on the jugs. obviously that's not Kevin's style to kind of be in people's face. So whatever he's got to change to, whatever they have to do. Is it because they're unsure of their routes? So when they get to the top of their route, they're thinking about where am I supposed to be and they're not fluid? Then practice more, run the routes more, get on the jugs machine. If you drop balls but you put the work in, that happens. And then you got to go with someone else. Unfortunately for the Browns don't have anybody else. So I think positive reinforcement, in this day and age, works with these young kids more than kind of beating them up. But something's got to change because there's way too many drops, and there's way too many drops when there's so many other leaks on the offense. And I would say only thing you can do is rep it. And I'm a big believer in reps. You win with reps, not talking about it, going out and practicing. So they're just going to have to get out there and catch until those hands are tired.
Myles Garrett, noticeably absent from the box score this last weekend. What'd you see out of Myles in this game?
Well, if you go back I just got done watching a film, and I always try to do this when the defensive line so-called doesn't play well. And the thing that stands out to me, if you go back and I watch all the cut-ups of Aaron Rodgers, just his throws, he absolutely gets rid of the ball in under 2.8. And when you're getting rid of the ball in under 2.8, it's hard to get home. And then they do a really nice job of chipping on him. They do a great job of creating angles. So they're making it really tough. The other thing that they do is they run at him. And I'm a big believer in running at elite pass rushers because whether they make the play or not, it's like body shots in boxing. It kind of tires him out a little bit. And then they run away from him. They do what I think the Browns should do with Dillon. They're changing the launch point of Aaron Rodgers a little bit. A lot of quick screens. If you can't run the ball, get it out on the flanks really quick. That's an extended run. But the big reason they played fine, the big thing is the offense and special teams are hurting them because they're getting worn down a little bit. And when teams get rid of the ball like that, then they got to start playing press coverage. They got to crowd the line of scrimmage. So at least the quarterbacks have to hold on to it a little bit longer. And that's what's happening. You watch the throws. I mean, when you watch the highlights of just the throws, it's over and over. The ball is caught and out, especially in the shotgun. He does a great job of catching and getting rid of it. It's hard to pass rush when he's doing it that fast.
Coach, great stuff as always, buddy. Love what you're doing, not just with us every Tuesday at 6, but obviously on the Tailgate Show with JP as well. Keep killing it, buddy.
I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, buddy. Can't wait for that burger. And yes, Petty, did I put him on hold while I was saying that? That's your sweet Bippy. Lance Reisland there, Cleveland.com, and the Fan Hotline.